Thank you for tuning into the Model Connection podcast. I am your host, Eric Harrell. Please like, follow, and subscribe on social media and everywhere you get your podcast. Links are in the description. With us today is a very special guest.
Hi, I'm Sophia Rose. I'm a freelance model from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm happy to be here on the Model Connections podcast. I'm excited to be here.
Great. I am so excited to have you here. So tell me, you have been modeling for how long now?
Almost a year now.
Almost 1 year.
Yes.
What got you started in modeling?
Well, funny story.
Hit me with it. Come on.
I had made a Tinder account after I had gotten out of a really long-term relationship.
Okay.
And a photographer reached out to me on Tinder. And I was like, oh, this might not be legit. I looked it up, and he was.
Okay.
And that's how I started. I met him in Atlanta. He was an extremely talented photographer.
Yeah.
And we kind of took off from there.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Now, so what areas? Well, how do you classify your brand of modeling?
You know, it's weird because I do boudoir.
Okay.
And I do like fashion shoots.
Okay.
I guess like kind of more like freelance. Like I'm open to a lot of things.
Everything.
Yeah.
What are you most comfortable with?
I have to say I like the boudoir shoots the most.
Okay. And what is it about all of the boudoir shoots that interest you?
You know, for some reason, like boudoir shoots are like a little bit easier to shoot.
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion, they are. Because you're not as focused as, to the front of your face or like, you're more focused about that. And I've realized that almost everybody that does a boudoir shoot, it looks really good on them.
I've heard other models say that boudoir shoots are hard because they are maybe a little bit insecure, nervous. How is it for you?
I was at first.
Okay.
I was really nervous, but I don't know. I try not to let my insecurities get the best of me when it comes to it. Try not to think about it.
Great.
I know I have options,
Sure.
So.
Okay. So a boudoir is your favorite, what you're most comfortable with. Okay, great. So what was your first boudoir shoot like?
Let's see. The first one I had was at, Atlanta.
Okay.
I was at the photographer I started
Right,
with.
right,
Ty, he has, him and his Amani. We're going to have to redo this part. But anyways, him and Amani both have, like, this collective collaboration studio.
Okay.
And I had tried one. There was another model there, and she wanted to do boudoir. And I was, like, unsure about it at first. And then I did it with her, and I was like, oh, these actually came out, like, really good in comparison to my other shoots. So.
Okay. How did you learn your craft, your posing?
Just going through multiple shoots, winging it, listening to photographers.
Okay.
I went in with like no experience.
Okay.
It's funny because like when I was in college, I went for fine arts. And, like, photography was one of the classes, like, I absolutely hated. I was like,
really?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Tell me why you hated it.
Just because the amount of settings on these cameras. Like, I would start with one of the cameras that they had at Chat State, and I'd open it and be like, oh, crap, like, I don't know what all these buttons do, and then, like, end up deleting one. So, it was an interesting semester. For sure.
Oh, man. Okay, so, if you, I would say this, when you try doing photos from the photographer aspect of it, you get a whole new appreciation.
Yes.
what we do, okay?
Yes, definitely.
A whole new appreciation. So, what was your perception of modeling before you started?
I always when I was a kid, I always look at like the Vogue magazines
Okay.
and like all that, and I used to like absolutely love it. But I was like, oh, I couldn't do that. Like I just never thought I could. And I remember as a kid when I was younger,
Yeah.
I had actually like did a few shoots with Ford, New
Okay.
York,
Okay.
and I really liked that, but it was really intense, and going to casting calls as a kid is like horrible.
Okay. Oh, okay. Being a photographer, I've never gone to one. So ex- tell me your experience going to a casting call.
Um, it's a lot of waiting. You get in, and there's normally like 50 other people waiting. It's normally when you're like trying to get the job,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of the higher jobs, like in New York City with like the agencies, like you have to actually like kind of interview for it,
Okay.
try out for it. So
Okay. Okay. So now, that was your perception of modeling before you started. What is your perception of modeling if you have been in it for a year now?
yes, now it's a lot different.
In
I
what
see
ways?
it's not as competitive as it was
Hey, all
when I
right.
was younger.
Okay.
It's really nice getting to pick what photographers I work with, seeing if
Okay.
I like their style.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when I collaborate with photographers, like we normally work really well together.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a bad experience yet, so
What criteria do you use when you look for a photographer to work with, or whenever a photographer inboxes you about a concept?
a lot of the times, mostly I just use Instagram.
Okay.
That's about like the only way like photographers will contact me now is on Instagram. But like I'll look at their profile and normally by the pictures they have, I'll see what like type of genre they're doing. I also look at their followers,
Mm-hmm.
make sure they're kind of reputable.
Mm-hmm.
And normally that's what I use when they reach out.
Okay. Okay. So, in your opinion, um, if a model, okay, X that question out. In your opinion, what are some absolute red flags for you?
Maybe if I saw a profile that didn't have like more than 50 followers, that might be a red flag. If, you know, there's only like 3 or 4 pictures on there,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'd seen the picture somewhere else and they're on there.
Okay.
So,
I know I faced this issue 20 years ago whenever I first got started. I did not have any references. I did not have any images. I did not have any. All the social media following was not then what it is now. I had actually trouble getting started. Okay, so everybody has got to get started somehow, some way. So I would say, kind of give the newbies
I
a little
definitely will.
leeway every now and then.
I definitely will.
Okay. In your modeling, did you have any mentor to look up to or somebody to go to for
Um,
advice?
Funny enough, I work with this guy who is a drag queen, and he was a very well-known drag queen.
Okay. Okay.
And he's my boss, but also like I've known him since I was like 18, 19 years old. He's been a
Okay.
really big influence in my life. And
Okay.
I'll go to
Wow.
him for advice.
Okay. Okay. So he has give you the who's, what's, when's, where's, what, and all
Yeah,
that.
well, the best makeup advice ever. Like,
Wow.
he's been a lot of help.
Okay, good, good. So, what has your modeling taught you about yourself?
It's one of those things, like, I never thought I could do it. Like, I never thought, like, in a million years I'd be able to, like, sit in front of, like, a camera and do, like, an interview at 99.9. Like, I never thought in a million years I'd be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been the type that I didn't want to be the center of attention, but I really do like it.
Everybody wants to be the center of attention at least once, okay? You want to be pampered. You want to be the cat's meow, shall we say, okay? Modeling gives you that avenue, okay?
Yes.
You can be a fairy tale character, or you can be someone that you have envisioned growing up. You can be, dare I say, and out of a body experience, I guess. You can allow yourself to be somebody that you normally aren't. Okay. So, a question that I've got for you, and you can take all the time you want to as far as giving an answer. What has been the hardest part about modeling for you?
So, the hardest part about modeling is when I get the photos back.
And why
I'll
is
get
that?
sets of like 400 or 500 photos back sometimes. Or, and then it gives me time to sit there and scroll through them.
Okay.
But sometimes, like, when you see enough of yourself, you start picking out every flaw you have. So, yeah, that's the hardest part for me. It's going through the photos because I tear myself apart.
As far as what?
Like, if I see acne, if I see any lines that I don't like, and then I'm like, just little things like that. But, you know,
Acne lines, that's all Photoshop, okay?
yeah.
It's the poses that look awkward
Yes,
that you
that too.
can't fix, okay? Are you nitpicky that I should have done this better in this image? Throw it away.
Of
I
course.
should have looked better in this image. Throw it away.
Yeah. Because I'm a perfectionist at heart, so I'll judge myself worse than anybody else ever could.
I bet you are tough on deleting images and throwing away images that you don't like.
I try not to delete them. I try to stick them in a different folder maybe.
Okay.
Because but I am a little heavy on deleting stuff. I have to admit, if I see anything really out of place, I'll delete it right away.
Okay.
But it's all a confidence thing. I'm still learning.
Sure. Sure. Do you feel any peer pressure from your model friends or from photographers?
No, I've never really felt any type of pressure. Everybody I've worked with has been respectful.
Awesome.
Yes.
How does your family feel about you modeling?
Huh.
Oh boy.
Well, it's kind of the same way they felt about me going for a liberal arts degree. They're
Okay.
just very they're just we'll see it when we believe it. And they're not really, my family's older. My grandparents, they're in their late 70s, so they don't understand what I'm doing. But, they're trying to be supportive. But,
Okay.
I still work full time too. And
Great. So modeling is hobby weekend job?
Yes.
Okay,
Kind of
great.
like a second job.
Good. Okay. Um, everybody's got to see that you're really going to take it seriously, that you're going to put the time and the effort into it before they really get actually behind you, shall we say. Um, were your parents hard to convince that you were going to give this the shot?
My mom, ever since I was a kid, had always said I needed to do it again. And she's been really supportive.
Okay.
Um, you know, they're glad that I, taking a shot and.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so.
Okay. So your outfits that you've got for shoots, you come up with those outfits where?
90%, 99% of the time I do. Just from shopping. I shop online a lot.
Mm-hmm. Ever hit your neighborhood thrift stores?
No, I haven't done that yet.
What?
I need to.
That's a model's go-to joint right there. Is every Goodwill within a 50-mile radius. Goodwill is so great you can buy something there for $3. If you don't like it, you carry it back next week. Oh man! So 1 year modeling, you've already done quite a few photo shoots. And you said that a lot of photographers contact you through Instagram.
Yes.
How has the social media aspect of modeling helped you?
It gives you like free branding. It gives you free marketing basically.
Okay.
Free promotion. I'm telling you though, it's tough getting. I'm sorry. It's tough getting followers on Instagram. That's probably like, on Facebook and Snapchat, it's not that hard, but on Instagram, for some reason, it's like hard to get followers. But it's helped a lot.
I find it odd where someone can have thousands of followers and they're only following hundreds.
Yeah.
You notice that? Why is that, do you think?
I think you could buy followers.
Buy followers?
I think so.
Okay. Possibility. Is it really all that unnecessary to buy followers to build up your brand or whatever?
I mean, I'm too cheap to do that, but someone else wants to. I mean, they think it'll help.
Hey, you're not the only cheap person, okay? Trust me. I know some others, okay? How has... I wish you had been doing this longer, then this would be a more formidable question. But the social media pages has evolved by leaps and bounds over the last 5 years, okay? I'd be curious to know how someone viewed their social media 5 years ago and now. How it has changed their aspects.
Yes.
Your social media, you use it basically for modeling, shall we say?
Yes.
And you post images of all your brands of modeling on there. What brand? I think I should know this, but what brand of your modeling probably gets the most likes?
I think, funny enough, the most liked
That's
picture.
why that's the question.
the most liked picture on my Instagram is from the Chattanooga Bridge, and it wasn't up a door. It was just a normal shoot, and that was my most liked on Instagram. So
And you're thinking, okay, now how is this getting so many likes? Now what? Does it
Yeah,
blow your mind?
yeah, it kind of does.
Wow. Okay. So, um, and that was more of a casual image, nothing special.
Yeah, it was more of a casual image.
Okay. Okay. And gets a ton of likes, huh?
Yes, that's the most liked one on my Instagram.
Okay. You being, I'll still say, a newbie, is there any question that you would like to have answered from a photographer's standpoint?
Um, I can't really think of one.
Okay, I got.
Um,
Okay, let's go with this then. If you were not modeling, what would be your profession of choice?
well, see, I've always wanted to be like an artist, like have a studio, like have my
Okay,
own art studio. But yeah, that would be my second choice.
and yet back in college you hated a liberal arts class, or was it just
Just photography.
photography?
I
Okay,
went for drawing
okay.
and fine arts that way. So
I can't draw a straight line. Come on.
yeah, I went for drawing and I took a lot of English too.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you were nice enough to bring some images with you so we can have it up on the monitor. If you can, because we've got some people that are listening on podcast, if you will be gracious enough to be as visually descriptive of these images so those people can also watch this episode on YouTube, I'd appreciate that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's turn here to our monitor and tell me what we are looking at here.
This is taken at Smoke City in Atlanta.
Okay, and what is that?
It's a bar and grill.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Um, it was a lot of fun
A lot of
doing
fun.
the shoot. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I like it that you've got your face partly covered with your hair.
It's kind of more candid.
Yes. Okay. And next we've got.
That's the most like photo on
That's the
Instagram.
Chattanooga Bridge, huh?
Yes, Chattanooga Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most likes I can understand because you've got a very interesting background for Chattanooga Bridge. I'm sure it's a very historic bridge, a very well liked bridge for photographs.
Yes.
A nice backdrop scenery there. You're looking over your left shoulder there. Very good. A personality smile going on there. I mean, that's a very nice image. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do we have here now?
So this one I had just taken the other day, and I really liked it. I liked the way the lighting was, and it was a little bit more candid.
Mm-hmm.
Just an awesome.
I like that image. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the backlight shows the outline of your chin, the lips. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very well lit.
It's more of like an artistic image in a
Yes,
sense.
it is.
Like, someone could draw that.
Yes.
More of a
Yes.
portrait.
Mm-hmm.
This one I just took the other day too. I absolutely love it.
Okay. Tell me why.
Just the way like my hair is like perfectly moving. Like it looks photoshopped to be honest, but it's not. And the way I've got like my leg, like I'm walking towards something, but I'm not really.
It looks like you're not too far away from the wall there, but then at first, a glance at wall could be further away. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little bit of an optical
Yeah, it's
delusion
kind
there.
of confusing. Like,
Yes, it is.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay. And next.
Oh, this is a fun one.
Okay.
Um, I really like this picture.
Okay.
It's
And
more
what
of
we.
a
Okay. And this is your boudoir?
yes.
And this was taken where at?
Uh, I had taken it with Mad Pixel Studios.
Okay. Okay. And okay, you were probably uh okay, the background here is what?
So that's on a bed. It was taken in a studio in Chattanooga.
Okay, okay.
Um, yeah, I thought it was a really good picture. I like the way. I don't know. I just like the way my face looks in this picture.
Mm-hmm. You do have that dreamy look going on with eye makeup, eyeshadow, stuff like that. So it's
Yes.
yeah, it's uh that is yeah, I would definitely say that is a boudoir photograph, okay?
Yep.
Your photographs, I mean, you touch all genres. You said you were more comfortable doing boudoir and everything. Uh, what would be your least favorite if you had to make a choice?
You know, I mean, I haven't had. I have to say outdoors.
Outdoors, huh?
Yeah, it's not my favorite. Like that's my least favorite is outdoor shoots, and it's
Why
just
is that?
well, it's if you do them in public, just because people will start staring, especially if they see someone with a camera,
Okay.
and I don't know, it kind of makes me a little bit more nervous. I wouldn't say I hate it, but it does make me a little nervous.
Wow. Hmm. I would just imagine that a model would love the attention.
Yeah, no.
So you're totally opposite, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Um, that just honestly blows my mind right there. It does. Okay. So, where do you want your modeling to be 1 year from now? What are your goals?
Um, I would love to be published.
Okay. In what type
In like
magazine?
and in like a magazine. That'd be really cool.
Any type in particular?
Well, I'm not gonna be picky.
Okay.
Like,
Hey,
I mean,
hey, yes.
I mean, my dream is to be like in Vogue, but you know,
Okay.
I don't see that happening, but maybe.
That can happen. Okay.
Yeah. But I always thought that was really cool. Like whenever I see models get published and photographers get published, I was like, that's like a good landmark.
I think that publications are not as picky or peculiar as they were years ago. Okay. I think they have broadened their searches for models over the period of time. So now that anyone that wants it bad enough and is willing to work for it, they can get published, okay? Yes, it may not be Vogue. It may not be your high society magazines, but there are other magazines out there that would love to have beautiful models as yourself in your publication, okay? If you want to be published, you get with a photographer and you work on those images and you submit those images, okay? And you can continue to submit those images until somebody says yes, okay? It will work. It will work. Trust me, okay? And don't give up. Don't ever give up. It will work. Um, has modeling brought a part of you to the forefront that you did not think was possible, like your self confidence or anything?
It has. It's definitely like awesome whenever you get done with a shoot and you see a bunch of pictures that are really
Mm-hmm.
good and
Mm-hmm.
it boosts your self confidence. Then, um, that's something I've always struggled with is my own self confidence and
Why is that?
I couldn't tell you to be honest. I just always have. I just always nitpicked myself. So they do say beauty is blind to the beholder. So I don't know. I've always I used to like constantly compare myself to other girls, and then like I'd sit there and be like, oh God, I can't do this or I can't post this. I was always so anxious about it.
Yes. But yet here you are a model, okay? You can do this, okay?
Yeah.
And the ones you compare yourself to back in high school, what are they doing now? Are they models? Probably not.
No.
See?
Yeah.
So you've accomplished something that you thought you could not. You model now. And that will lead you to being published, probably a music video, whatever, if you like that.
Yeah.
Um, how important is it to you to be published?
It's not that important. It's not like the end of the world if I don't. It's just it'd be something cool to have, like to see something like an actual like magazine or something.
Okay. Okay.
But it's awesome what I'm getting to do now.
Yes. You're doing something that you love doing,
Yes.
even if it's not full time. You love doing this. You love creating art on the side, okay?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, I always have my guest talk about a subject that you feel has either been pushed under the rug, pushed aside, something that everybody is afraid to talk about, but yet a subject that is very near and dear to you, okay? It could be on any topic whatsoever, okay? It's whatever you really have a belief in, what really gets you right here in the heart, okay? So what topic do you feel should be brought up and talked about and discussed more openly than it has been?
A topic involving modeling?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything. It could be modeling, it, health, beauty, anything, okay?
Let's see. I've always been really big into like domestic violence advocacy.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
So, growing up as a kid, I went to this place called Women Aware,
Okay.
and it's for survivors and their children to go to, and it
Okay.
helps with domestic violence. And I don't know, I've always thought like domestic violence shelters and stuff like that were such a really big part of what helped me growing up, and
Okay.
it's always been something I've always advocated for. So
In your mind, what can be done to help that?
awareness of the red flags.
See, talk about it. What are the red flags? What do you
The
know about
red
it?
flags. So growing up in that environment, I ended up being with someone that was like that too.
Okay.
And a lot of the red flags, like, they don't seem like red flags at first. They're very charming. They're very nice to you. They will give you the world. But then they turn around and they take it away little by little. And, it's very like the little red flags are like if they start being aggressive towards you, they start belittling you, they make they're very manipulative. They'll try to bring you down, verbally, and then eventually, like, you get mad at them, they might swing at you. And then, those are normally the red flags.
Mm-hmm. Are those common red flags, or they just...
I mean, I would say they are.
Okay.
If anybody ever is belittling you or devaluing your self-worth, then that's obviously abuse, even if it's not physical.
Why do people choose to stay in those relationships?
As a survivor of one, it's because by the time they realize what's going on, it's almost too late. Like, the mental abuse is so much in the beginning that they feel completely, trapped with them. Like, they can't leave. And a lot of the times, like, their self-confidence is so low that they feel like they wouldn't find anybody else. If you have someone sitting there saying, like, you can't find anybody else, you're too skinny, you're this, you're that, and constantly devaluing you,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, okay, you're right. After a while, you're going to believe it. So, yeah, I think that's a lot of why people stay is because they feel like they can't find any better. Or they feel like if they leave, like, they're going to get hurt or there's kids involved. And domestic violence is not just physical abuse, it's mental and emotional too. So, but I feel like a lot of people that end up in abusive relationships had very unstable home lives growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So they become used to it before they even enter that relationship. So red flags to somebody who grew up with, like, the Brady Bunch family would be more prevalent than someone who grew up in a hostile environment growing up.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I hope it was not difficult for you to talk about that, but I always think that, and I want to give all of my guests an opportunity to voice on a topic that is very near and dear to them. So thank you for doing that. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, you have got all of my respect for saying that. Okay. Thank you. So, in a short time, Sophia, that we have got left, would you please tell me how people can reach you on social media?
Okay, so as of right now, I have the Instagram. It's at Pose Sophia Rose.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I want to tell you that I have absolutely enjoyed sitting here talking with you. You have got a great modeling future in front of you. You'll get published. You just got to find the right photographer to work with you. Okay.
Okay.
It will happen. Trust me, it will happen. Okay. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for coming all the way from a Chattanooga and being a guest on the Model Connection podcast. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Good deal. Thank you for tuning into the Model Connection podcast. Please like, follow, and subscribe on social media and everywhere you get your podcast. Links are in the description. Thank you and bye-bye.